Hey friends. Oh hey, you know what? My voice doesn't sound that bad. Okay. I literally didn't speak until I just started this. I probably should have. I'm in the middle of a cold. My fever's gone though, and I'm really bored. So I thought I would do one of these just for my own amusement. Earlier today I kind of sounded like a goose. I'm glad I don't sound like a goose anymore. I just sound a little bit plugged, but not as bad, so hooray! I keep going back and forth between being super cold and super hot, so we're going for long sleeves for once. I'm actually wearing long sleeves with my little Krampus shirt. Little Krampus. I should have been sitting around watching horror movies. My big horror challenge has kind of gone out the window, because every time I try, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch school. It's like, it's cold, you're all curled up in bed. Like, that's when you want to watch a scary movie. At least when Jess wants to watch a scary movie. And instead, I just ended up watching, I watched, a scary movie, and then, the National Theater's version of Uncle Vanya for some reason. I don't know why. And then I think I watched another scary movie. And then I got really sucked into this YouTube series called Sander Sides. That's like if Inside Out was a TV show, but all the sides argued a lot more, and it was more like a debate instead of adventures. And I got really sucked into that. And it's just, my ADHD is going places it doesn't need to go. It's getting me hyper-focused on the wrong thing, as it always does. I feel like any other time of year, I'd be like, oh, I want to watch all the horror movies. Now this time, it's like, hey, it's horror movie time, go ahead. My brain's like, nah, I don't want to. Maybe later. It's just so... My brain is such a bitch. Anyway, I'm just realizing that I forgot to pick the song I was gonna do. Do I do another Ren Live? I just did one. Oh man, do I do? I would sit there and do it again. Speaking of, I think I'm gonna cheat and spin one more time just because I don't want to do one immediately after I did that one. But I do want to ask, someone suggested I do a live stream of the whole Ren and Live thing, which I don't know how to do, and I don't even know if anyone would be interested in that. But if people want me to do more of those clips, if they want me to do them in order, if I just keep Ren and Live on the wheel, sorry, and then when they come up, I just do the next part. Happy to either just do the song itself, or watch the live stream in sections where I'll watch the talking and then a song and then stop. And I've seen people do that when they sometimes will do reactions to musicals. They'll watch kind of the dialogue and then the song. When the song ends, they'll stop till the next video. I don't know if that makes any sense. But if people have an opinion on which one they would rather have me do, or if they're just like, hey, I don't want to see you do it, that's also fine. Go ahead and let me know. But what else I would love to do Ren and Live? I feel like I just did it. I should probably do something else. I don't know. Let's see. My Generation. Oh yeah! I saw at the end of a video that the Big Push did My Generation. Heck yeah, okay. Cool, we'll do that then. I'm into that. It's My Generation, which I was mostly a Beatles kid growing up, but I definitely listened to some Who, and my dad took me to see them when I was in middle school after I started guitar lessons. I think I was 13, maybe 13 or 14. It was right after John Entwistle died, so I couldn't remember when that was, but it was an awesome concert. It was so cool. I got to see a couple classic bands. I got to see that. Some classic rock concerts were always just the coolest concerts. I got to see that. I got to see Roger Waters doing The Wall at the Staples Center. That was pretty amazing. I had better seats than Ozzy Osbourne. I did. My dad kind of goes all out on concert tickets. He can't help himself. And it's just a thing of oh, I'm doing it for my daughter. He's like, no, I want good seats. He's just very particular. It didn't matter if I was with him or not. And I got to see, my parents bought my sister and I tickets to see Paul McCartney at Dodger Stadium, which is still one of the best concerts I've ever been to. It was so amazing. So I've been concert privileged. Except the Foo Fighters. My dad and my sister just saw the Foo Fighters. On the weekend he was here for my birthday. I'm still upset about it. He bought tickets before he knew I was going to be living here, so he called before he even gave it to my sister to be like, hey look, I didn't know you were going to be there. I would have gotten us all tickets. I'm sorry. So he wasn't being a dick about it, but still I'm like, oh, you sons of bitches. I made them record my favorite song, Aurora, when they played it. But I've never seen them live. That's a big hole in my heart. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. I have cold medicine. Anyway, so My Generation, great song. I don't know who will be singing because now I've heard everybody sing. And I have to say, since I heard everyone sing from The Big Push, I've become like, I don't know how to equate it other than when I was like a youngin'. I want to pretend like I was a teen, but 100% still in my 20s. When like if anyone else was a giant nerd, you know, a fandom nerd or something, when you'd hear these songs and like, oh my god, that song is so for like this couple or this thing, like you make like fandom playlists. It's almost become that, and like if I'll hear a song, I'm like, oh, you know who should have sung this? Like, oh, I want to hear Romain sing this. I want to hear it. Like, it's very funny. I just keep doing it now. It's very silly. But now like I want to hear, what were the ones I was thinking of the other day? I wanted to hear Goran do because I know he's done some Rolling Stones. My favorite Rolling Stones song is "Give Me Shelter." So I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear him do, my nose. I'd love to hear him do, shoot, I had one, Knock on Heaven's Door. I'd love to hear Ren do Masters of War, which is a lesser known, it's still a pretty well known, but slightly lesser known Bob Dylan song. I would just love Ren to do an album that's just like, covers of old protest songs, would be pretty boss. And I'd love to hear him do, Across the Universe. It's funny, I'm not a covers fan. They kind of bug me a lot of times, but with these guys, I'm like, yeah, do all the things. I mean, someone mentioned he did Oasis in one, which I don't know what Oasis song he did. I'm sure he doesn't love Oasis with everyone screaming Wonderwall at him, but like, I would love to hear him do Be Here Now, or Cast No Shadow, or Don't Look Back in Anger. Like, that would make me so happy. And I'd love to hear Romain do Joy Division or Blackbird by the Beatles. I think would sound really pretty. So yeah, anyway. that's all my hopes and dreams. Every time I hear a song, I'm like, oh, they'd be good singing this now. It's like the new thing my brain does. It's very silly, but I can't help it. And now we'll do My Generation, and we'll find out who's singing it. Maybe everybody. I don't fucking know. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen any of this set before. This doesn't look familiar.
Yeah, beautiful. You can do a few feet as well.
You know what? I feel like Glenn deserves a lot of credit for being able to do drums in a very like. I feel like he's always kind of cramped in a corner off to the side. He gets a lot done musically in a very tight space, and I think he deserves credit for that for sure.
You can do a few feet as well.
Be one of those people so bad. Man, I just wish I could be one of those people watching this. That's so cool. I mean, I love watching live music. Mostly, honestly, the times I get to see it, it's a silly comparison, but it's every year I go to Ren fairs, to like Renaissance fairs, and I'll sit there and listen to music there all day long. There's a spot in the back of now I can't because I don't live there anymore. Oh, it's a bummer. The Renaissance Pleasure Fair in Southern California is like known as, I think, the biggest one in the country. And they have a million different stages. Oh, I'm starting to sound stuffy again. And in the back, they've got one called Rogues Reef, which is the 18+ stage, where they just sing ridiculous sex songs. But it's very, very fun. And sometimes they'll do Renaissance covers. But I just like the idea of just kind of walking and hearing music and then getting to stop and watch is the best. And the fact that they've got these little places set up where everyone can kind of sit is awesome. Oh, it's so cool. And when it started, for some reason, it made me remember the other songs I was thinking that no one cares. I was listening to a playlist the other night, and it had a bunch of, like, the handful of 80s songs I really like. That's where it made me think of I want to hear Romain do Joy Division. It was like that. I wanted to hear him do Joy Division. I wanted to hear Goran do The Killing Moon by Echo and the Bunnymen. And I wanted to hear Ren do, I can't remember if this is an 80s song or a late 70s song. Kiss Me Deadly by Gen X, Billy Idol's original band. I think it was his original band. It's definitely an early band. Anyway, that's just random. I can sit here and have my little fun making playlists for what I wish they would sing. No one can stop me. Man, I wish I was there. I hope they all know how lucky they were. A lot of them probably don't. That's okay. Better fill up that case with money, though, and things.
Never tried to beat us down. Talking about my generation. Just because we get around. Talking about my generation. All those things are awful and cold. Talking about my generation. Up and down, forget all. Talking about my generation. My generation, baby.
Okay, Ren and Goran sound adorable. Which I guess it probably sounds, I don't know, when I say things like that, does it sound dismissive? It's not meant to. I genuinely think they sound adorable. That's just what I feel. Romain is killing me on these on the voice. Wasn't what I expected. I don't dislike it, it's just kind of funny. It's in his little shimmies. He's doing a lot of shimmies when he sings. It just surprised me, which is cool, because again, with them, it's never the obvious cover, and it's just, it's very cute. I love this song.
My generation, baby. My generation. My generation, baby. Why don't you fade away? Talking about my generation. And I don't care what you can say. Talking about my generation. I'm not trying to cause the big sensation. Talking about my generation. Talking about my generation, baby. My generation. My generation, baby. My generation. My generation, baby.
Gotta watch out with that. That's cool. I don't know if I've ever heard just Goran and Ren sing together before, but I like it. They harmonize crazy well. That's really cool. Sorry, I'm so sniffly. I have to say it's funny that, like, Romain looking the epitome of fashion, love it, and then everyone else looks like they're like just got out of bed. Everyone else just looking extremely comfy. And Goran's little John Lennon hat, that's just what I think of when I see that hat. But everyone else just looking like just came from the laundromat, like, yeah, let's play a session. And Romain's like, yes, these are my sleep clothes. always ready, always fashion. I'm gonna watch for that mic. Yeah, they don't necessarily have the best equipment, but that just makes it more impressive. They sound this fantastic.
My generation, baby.
Go, bass boy!
My generation, baby. My generation, baby.
Oh.
Talking about my generation, 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 talking about my generation.
No! They lost it! It was Peter got it off. It's gone. Oh no. I love that the Romain kind of sped it up a little bit there or something. It made it sound, because I feel like My Generation is like a great, classic rock song, but you can very easily tip it into punk rock. Very easily. I feel like he was kind of teetering on that a little bit with that last part. And then when you got the teetering of the microphone. Can they, put their foot on it? I guess probably not. Well, pick it up. I'm surprised it didn't make a sound. Pick it up or start screaming or shove Ramin out of the way. We all share.
Talking about my generation. Talking about my generation.
It's like, fuck it.
We all try to put us down. Just because we get around.
These boys are so cute. And so in sync. Like, my goodness. Yeah, every time they have a moment like that I just think is so perfect and great and like shows just how in tune they are with each other and how much fun they're having, I get this sort of bittersweetness of like, this is great, it's not happening anymore. It's this weird sort of mix of feelings. I almost wish I didn't know they weren't together anymore so that I could just kind of enjoy these moments for what they are as opposed to be like, yeah, fuck, why aren't there more? But it is what it is. I'm cursed with knowledge, so it goes. I'm not playing with something with my foot because I couldn't take my meds last night, so I'm a little bouncy. I'm fine. I don't feel like depressed or anything. I'm just a little bouncy. A little bit. Not bad. I took NyQuil and then fell asleep before I could take my meds. Uh-oh. I did that in the wrong order. Anyway, that was just very funny how they had, like, you just saw Gora and Ren kind of speaking, like, this is gonna... And Ren just go like, no, fuck it. And then they all just kind of look at each other and then bounce in together, which is very... It's very interesting. Very funny.
Just because we get around.
And also the shouting stuff, it gives it that slightly more punk rock edge to it.
I'm not trying to cause a big sensation.
Which also I would like. Brand has a million things to do. He's also not doing well, unfortunately, as we all know. Heartbreaking hearing that his symptoms are coming back so strongly. Of course, everyone here wishes him well. I especially hope that people aren't... He's becoming more popular. And I hope that people are kind to him in public, because I'm sure since he said his anxiety and slight agoraphobia are happening, being approached would certainly exacerbate that. So I hope that he is given privacy and is able to do whatever he needs to do. So I don't mean to say I want more things from him, because we get plenty from him. However, in a world where everything was okay, I would not say no to a punk/ska album from him. That'd be cool as fuck. I'd be very into that. I want to hear punk. I want to hear ska. Gimme. But also rest. But gimme it.
Just because we get around. I'm not trying to cause a big sensation. I'm talking about my generation. Thank you very much. We're quite messy people in real life.
I know, I kept looking down, trying to figure out what they were looking at, if there was maybe petals down there, or if they were just trying not to slip on something. And I just saw him with his hand. I know there was mentions that when I was saying how much I loved his hands when he was doing his freestyling part in the him and Liv thing, I just kind of saw it as him like almost stimming, not quite, more just like reacting to the music. But yes, he gets those hand cramps, hand spasms. Because of his chronic illness, which my sister does as well. Hers are mostly in her legs, but every so often she'll be holding something and her hand will spasm and make her drop it. It happened like when she got her, this was maybe 2 phones ago, she got a brand new iPhone, and like the next day her hand spasmed because at the time she had a tumor that was had been small and we were watching it, and suddenly it grew really fast and caused her to have a slight like, she looked fine, sounded fine, but it was like a very mild seizure where her hands would kind of seize up and then she'd drop whatever she was holding and it bashed her new iPhone. But yeah, so I saw him like clearly in pain when that song stopped, which was very sad to see, but it was a really cool song. I liked that a lot. They always make such fun covers. And I can't wait for the next one. That was awesome. And I hope I sound somewhat okay to listen to. all stiffly and gross. Apologies. I just kind of wanted to do one of these because I was bored. And I hadn't spoken to anyone in a bit because I've been trying to keep distance from my sister so she doesn't get sick. I know, like, if she gets sick, it'll feel worse for her than it does for me because of her pain. So I just don't want to add extra pain to her body. And I'm just kind of, I'm already probably going to get in trouble for calling out work, but I also had a fever this morning, so I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. That's my life. Woo! Fun. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye!